The third qualification consists of 6 disciplines. Hence, it is called Shatka Sampatti. All these are connected with the mind, hence they are interconnected. What are they? They are the Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhana. In the 7th class, Shama was discussed. In 8th class, Swamiji discussed Shama, Dama, Uparama in detail. Next, Swamiji took up Titiksha. Swamiji explained in detail how these can be practiced in our daily life and thus bring about significant changes in ourselves. Each thought creates impressions in our mind. Swamiji advised us to memorize Vedantic text and constantly repeat them. Vedantic thoughts are about ourselves, about our true nature, the glory of which we will definitely enjoy and we will contemplate. While explaining Shama, Swamiji said that when mind is quiet, there is peace and happiness. When mind is introvert, connected to itself, there is peace. But if connected to outside object, it dissipates its energy. Mind is an important instrument for all our sadhana. So conserve the mental energy, understand the mind and its vasana and deal with it. Only thoughts can change the mind. While explaining Dhamma, he said it is difficult to restrain them as eyes and ears are always open during our waking state. So keep a check on what you see, what you hear, what is helpful for your sadhana. Restraining is to save the mental energy for our inner development through our sadhana. Another important sadhana is Maunam, which helps us to practice Shama and Dhamma. Jokingly, he also mentioned mobile vratam, which is very relevant these days. Third qualification is Uparama or Uparati. Shankaracharya gives a beautiful definition for that. Swadharma Anushtanam, performing one's own duty in whatever ashrama dharma you are in. Swamiji advised to enjoy the work we do, otherwise the mind will get stressed. To practice, Swamiji asked us to fix a schedule for sadhana and to go beyond our raga and dvesha. Swamiji started with the 4th qualification, that is the titiksha, that is forbearance. Titiksha is sitoshna, sukha dukkhadi, sahishnuta, bearing all types of pain without blaming, without complaining, or worrying, or becoming anxious is titiksha. Titiksha is accepting what comes to you with a positive attitude. Accept, respect, appreciate all situation as a vratam. Shankara in Viveka Chudamani verse 24 puts it, titiksha as sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilapa rahitam sa titiksha. Over to Swamiji. Hari Om. Thank you.
Shrutismritipurananamayam karunalayam namami bhagavatpadam Shankaram lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Vasudevendra Yogendram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshonam Hidarthaya Tattvabodho Vidhiyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Narayanaya, everybody. So in fourfold sadhana, we have entered to the third one, Samadhi Shatka Sampattihi. So among 6 Samadhi sadhana, we have completed Titiksha, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha. So Titiksha is an important sadhana even for normal life. So in everyday life also we need Titiksha in different aspects. So Shankaracharya ji has given Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadi Sahishnutvam. So Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadi Sahishnutvam is more or less connected to the environment where we live. So adjusting and adapting ourselves with the circumstances where we live. What is inevitable should be accepted. So there is no other way. There is no point of anxiety and complaining or blaming others. Not only human beings, but also the other objects. So, if we accept this, this is a special quality for the mumukshu. So, who is interested in Vedantic sadhana and who is trying for liberation. So this is very important. So in the Tidiksha, so we can practice a simple life. So how we practice Tidiksha? I think after the last class what we discussed, you might have thought about it, how we could practice it. So the simple living means whatever necessary, whatever essential for the life, to lead the life. Only take those things, not only the objects what we see outside, but also what we are using as a daily objects, daily needs. So we can practice so many things in our life. So this simple living without complaining, without blaming anybody, no anxiety, no worry. So just plan accordingly. Knowing one's own self, what ability we have, what ability one has. just to understand that there may be some difficulties with our mind. Sometimes when we think about the function of mind, we are not very satisfied with our own mind. It's very interesting that we are not satisfied with our own mind. So you want something more, more abilities, more things to happen. But as I said, it is inevitable. Now we cannot change it. So whatever we got, we have to accept and then go with that. So therefore, always think positively and adopting the situation is quite natural to all the living beings. But human beings, because we have a preconditioned mind, so it sometimes oppose. We can't adopt so many things. We want certain conditions for our life. So here the Tidiksha says one should overcome from that. So then that Tidiksha is completed. So normally we translate Tidiksha as endurance or forbearance, but it has another meanings, as I said, connected to all these things. So Sahishnutvam. So this way, make the mind for the sadhana, accepting the situation. Make the mind cheerful. So then the energy works and the positive thoughts comes. If mind is not happy, there cannot be positive thoughts. So positive thoughts cannot come with an instructions or an advice or like that. It comes naturally. So one should make the mind in that level. So this is what the benefit of this Tidiksha. So we all should practice that. Now the next sadhana among Samadhi, Shat Sampatti. So the question is, Shraddha Kedrishi Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasah Shraddha Shama Dama Uparati Titiksha Shraddha. The question is asked, Shraddha Kedrishi. What is this Shraddha is? So this word is very famous in Indian culture. We use almost all the languages, this Shraddha. Or we can say our culture is based on this Shraddha. The all culture is based on this Shraddha. Say, fundamental value what we connect with our culture. So Shraddha Kidrishi, what this Shraddha means. Now the word meaning of Shraddha is important to understand. Shraddha, we can say as faith. A single word we can say that faith. Put the faith in is Shraddha. Reverence is also, we can say that full reverence, because respect and reverence comes when Shraddha is there. And this Shraddha leads to complete hopefulness. That is another important experience we have from Shraddha. Complete hopefulness. So when we have Shraddha on Shastra, faith on Shastra, or faith on Guru, faith on our parents, our guide, our master. So we are hopeful that we can achieve what we are trying to achieve. So this hopefulness is a very positive tendency of mind, which help you to do things, to practice the sadhana. The effort is done by this hopefulness. So this we get complete hopefulness with this Shraddha. So not only faith, because faith is there, and normally we have faith everywhere. We trust people. We trust our system of government. We trust the people who are helping us, our servants. Even when we travel in the bus and the train and aeroplane, we trust the system there, how it is going, and just we trust them, and we enter into the vehicle. So why I'm taking this? When we just say the trust or faith, it is everywhere, it is normal. But here it's something special. With full respect and reverence, when we have trust on Guru or Master and Vedanta Vakya, the statements of Vedanta. So what Vedanta states on us, about us, so we have full faith. When Vedanta defines Atma, our own self, we try to understand that, we believe in that, we contemplate on that. If we want to contemplate on something, there needs to be Shraddha. Otherwise, the contemplation won't come. The mind automatically contemplate on the subject on which you have full faith, full of hope that I can get something from this. It is very helpful for my life. So this is Shraddha. So Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu. So what Guru says and what Vedanta says. This is Vedanta here is for the scriptures. Vedanta Vakyadishu. Vishwasaha. Vishwasaha. So this is the difference between Shraddha and Vishwasa. Vishwasa can be translated as belief. The belief is called Vishwasa. Now there is some difference between belief and Shraddha. Belief, everywhere, like whatever we hear, we believe in that. We see an advertisement in our internet or TV or anywhere. We believe in that, and we try to get it if we want to get it. So when we see a notice board on the way, on the road, whatever is written there, we believe that, okay, it is right. It is right. We should follow that. But in that context, we can't say we have Shraddha on that. No. Like husband believes his wife, and wife believes her husband. So they are living together. So they have a belief each other, mutual belief. But there we won't say husband has Shraddha on his wife. That won't be correct. So here I am trying to take the point, the difference between belief and Shraddha. No, Vishwasa and Shraddha. So this Shraddha has some special things that, as I mentioned just now. Shraddha is belief, but not only belief. There is love, there is respect, there is faithfulness, hopefulness. These are there in the Shraddha. Vishwasa, the belief, is not connected with the reverence. But Shraddha is, of course, connected to the reverence. So with the reverence, with love, with complete dedication, we have Shraddha. So, yet another word that just now I pronounced is dedication. So Shraddha has some connection with the dedications too. But belief, where we have belief, there is no need to dedicate anything there. But Shraddha, the emotion is complete dedication, full faith. This things comes with the emotion. And that is so not with or not by any instruction. So if somebody instruct you, have Shraddha on me. I am your guru, or your master. So have Shraddha upon me. Then the student, the Shishya cannot have that, of course. So this because it comes from the emotion, the bhava, how the mind dedicates. So this is the importance of Shraddha. And in our scriptures, in our culture, we say, Shraddhavan labhade jnanam. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said. So only by this Shraddha, full faith on Guru and scriptures, one can get jnanam. Not without that. Jnanam is not a logical understanding. It's with the emotion of that Shraddha. So therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, he's connecting the Shraddha and the Jnanam. So without Shraddha, nothing is possible. And related to this, in Chandogya Bhashya, Shankaracharya says, his beautiful words are there. Mantavya Vishaye Adaraha Shraddha. So he is defining here Shraddha as Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha. So it's a definition of Shraddha. But in that same meaning, it says Mantavya Vishaye Adara Shraddha. Shraddha is dedication on the subject of contemplation. Therefore, I brought the word contemplation here. Contemplation is the natural development of the mind after hearing something, listening to a good talk, your mind is automatically goes on, on the thinking about that and contemplating on that. So mantavya vishaye adaraha shraddha. Adara means respect, dedication. So this is the concept of shraddha. Now, when we talk about this shraddha, I think we could remember two, three things related to this. One, as I said, vishwasa, belief. So how we can define belief? So in our shastras, that it is defined in this way. Avichara purvakameva yachrudam tad yadhavad svikaroti sa vishwasa. Without thinking, without putting any thought on that, whatever heard, whatever instruction you get, just follow that. That's all. Yadhavad svikaroti, as it is. So there it is, difference is that avichara purvakam. There is no logic used there. No experience connected. Whatever you hear, just believe on that, then just accept it. And then that is called belief. So this is not what the Shraddha, what we are calling. Therefore, I quoted the Shankaracharya's words. He says, Mantavya Vishaye. He is not saying that you just believe me, whatever I say, you follow me. This is not Shraddha. Shraddha means after listening to Guru's words, the mind should accept that and get ready to contemplate on that or practice that. So this experience you can analyze with your own mind when we listen to any talks or talks with people, interact with people, and how our mind reacts to that. What mind carries. So therefore, that is Vishwasa. Now we have another word, Andha Vishwasa. It is in Sanskrit, Andha Vishwasa. Blind belief. So it is also very famous. Just blindly believing what is heard and what is there. So there also, there is no logic used, no experience, or it may be sometimes against logic. It is not accepted by anybody. Against the practice. Against reasoning with scientific reasoning or whatever we can say. Because just you accept it, that's all. You don't know why you are accepting it. You don't know the meaning of that acceptance. So in that context, we call this Anthavishwasa. So there is no chance of contemplating on that. So this is the difference I try to say. Now the Shraddha is not like that. Shraddha, in the beginning, we accept what the Guru says. Like memorize what Guru says and contemplate on that. And gradually, when time comes, we will experience the same thing, what Guru said. So this is the special point of Shraddha. So there in Chandogya itself, Shankaracharya ji says again about Shraddha. It is very helpful for Samadhanam. Now what we are going to learn, the next sadhana, Samadhanam. He says, Shraddhayam tu satyam manasaha samadhanam bubhutside arthe bhavid. Another good thing about Shraddha is when there is Shraddha, mind is concentrated. The concentration automatically comes. So, manasaha samadhanam. Samadhana means ekagrata, concentration. On the subject which we are trying to learn, which we are on the process to learn, the bubhutside arthe, the desired object, desired subject which we are learning, the mind will be concentrated on that. So this is the practical benefit of Shraddha. And then we learn with Shraddha, tatascha tadartha avagatihi. Then that meaning of the words of Shastra, the words of Guru, is revealed in our mind. This is how one sadhaka gets the knowledge of the experience of Atman. The experience of Atman is revealed in self itself. The self-revealing. There is no instruction connected to that. Instruction is just a practice, the gross level. In gross level, we practice with the instructions. But regarding self-knowledge, no instruction works there. But this Shraddha, if Shraddha is there, tatascha tadartha avagatihi, then sadhaka, the seeker, will get that knowledge revealed. So this is another benefit of Shraddha. So it means having full faith on Shastras, practicing whatever the Guru says, the Master says, and keeping the hope, the full hope that we will get benefited from this. The all-hearted believing that we will be benefited from this practice. So this gives a special strength, special energy to mind and intellect. So it can take the points what we learn from the Shastra and keep contemplating on that, constantly contemplating on that. So whenever some obstructions, some obstacles come, this knowledge will help. It will give some suggestions, some good guidance. So this is the Shraddha with this emotion. So this emotional part of mind. Shraddha works with that. Therefore, I just try to make the difference. I distinguish the Shraddha from other beliefs and other faiths. So this is another foundation stone for our sadhana building. It's okay, Shraddha. So now the next point comes Samadhanam. So again, the question is asked because this, this Tattvabodha is definitions of Vedanta. We give, it gives the word meanings, the definitions of the words used in Vedanta. Samadhanam kim chitta egagrata. Samadhanam kim. So what is samadhanam? Samadhanam and samadhi has the same meaning. No, it comes from the same root with the same meaning. Only the suffix is different according to the Sanskrit Vyakaranam, Sanskrit grammar. Samadhi has another suffix, sama, dha. Then when ki is added there, a suffix, then it becomes samadhi. The samadhi is also egagrata, one pointedness, single pointedness. And samadhanam with another suffix with the same meaning. Means samadhi is chitta egagrata. Now you can remember the sequence: Shama, Dama, Uparati, Tidiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhanam. Only with those five, this actual Samadhana, Chitta Ekagrata, the concentration can happen. This concentration is without effort. So what we call as concentration and meditation, there we should do some effort, some practice. But this is, after this, the mind is concentrated and eagerly accepting the sadhana and the shastra, the words of shastra, what shastra says. So completely concentrated, readily accepting what shastra says. That is samadhanam. Now, what samadhi is called as thoughtlessness. There is no thought. Without thought, that is samadhi. But here it's called chitta ekagrata. Ekagrata means there is no cessation of thought, but single thought is entertained. Only single thought is entertained. So chitta ekagrata. Chitta means as mind, we can take here as mind. Eka agrata, the one object of focus. Agrata, ekagrata. So the agra means as the object of focus. So single object and one object of focus. So that is called chitta ekagrata. So this the word we know that. So now, why it is necessary? That is the point here. Why we need to practice this ekagrata, concentration. Mind has many thoughts. It is multi-tasking. It has many objects, many activities. So when there is many objects and many thoughts and many goals, mind is diverted. It cannot determine an object and a goal. Until it is unable to determine a goal, it cannot be concentrated. So this point which I am talking now, I took this point in the introduction. If you remember, the introduction to the Tattvabodha, our first session, I said that we need to choose a goal for our whole life. So that goal should be remembered every time, every day. Then the life has very easily leading now to the goal. So life, the energy of the life or energy of the activities, the effect of the activities leads to that goal. So sometimes we are lacking that. We have immediate goals. But if somebody asks, what is our life goal? We are not aware about that. Therefore, mind get diverted. It is interesting that mind is not selecting its own goal. Actually, it should select its own goal. We should know the first, when we say we should give some object to the mind. It is funny, how we can give an object to the mind. But when we say we are giving an object for mind to concentrate, then we are taking our intellectual part. The intellect gives that. And when the mind gets some object, it needs to know why I am getting this, why I should do this, why I should take this. So there we have to apply some logic, some experience, some real experience connected with that. If somebody asks why one should practice concentration, so we should give some logic why we should practice. Now we know the diverted mind cannot fulfill an action, even an action completely. And half the way it loses concentration. Now it is bored with the activity. So therefore, if you want to get the full strength or the completion of an action, the mind should be concentrated. And now, to get mind concentrated, we need at least the basic vairagya. Now we know the real vairagya, viveka and vairagya, viraga, we already learned. But here I say at least basic vairagya we need. To detach unnecessary object, unnecessary activities, unnecessarily diverting the energy to the objects. So if we can do that, that state of mind is ready for chitta ekagrata. So now how we can practice this? There are so many techniques we normally do. First thing, what I am now suggesting you, that I can only say I am suggesting you. You can practice it, okay? So while eating is when it is very important how we eat food. So now you may wonder what is the connection with the eating and concentration. There is there is much connection, and from eating you can practice meditation. The first practice of meditation should start from eating, how you eat. So when we eat, first we should know how much we can eat. So what is our how much we can eat and how much we can digest? Okay, that is the technical thing. But the practice of concentration. So whatever you take for your meal, complete it. Don't waste the food. Try to eat everything. No, if some covers, some papers are there, you don't. It's okay. That you have to remove. But all edible should be eaten. Okay. So then what happens? So mind will take the meal as its point of concentration. And related to the meal, we are concentrated. There is no extra effort needed. Only we should arrange that. So take that much amount of food which you can eat completely without waste, and clean up the vessel. No, completely eat. So quietly eat. So this makes the mind satisfied, because mind has done something very essential. Mind has done completion of an action. So which is very important, because food is essential for our for health and all our being. Therefore, this is the mind can get that special practice. It can concentrate to when we do something else, and all other works it reflects. It is very simple. No, everybody can practice this eating meditation. No, how we eat, but it has a long time effect. So from there, like when you walk, when you listen to a music, so everywhere, when you do works in your office duties, try to get this present the application of mind. Try to understand that mind is there with full interest. So then that this practice of meditation is there. That is called chitta ekagrata. When we sit for spiritual sadhana, like when we practice some japa or some spiritual sadhana, we try to concentrate our mind. But that is only one state of mind. That is not enough. The practice should be in all other activities. So therefore, I chose the example of eating. The chitta ekagrata, keeping the mind on one object at a time. So this the practice can be continued. So this Chitta Ekagrata leads to the experience of self or experience of consciousness. Mind gets the energy from consciousness, knowledge from consciousness. The experience which mind enjoys is also from consciousness. So this concentration leads to the consciousness. Therefore, we learn the next sadhana, the fourth sadhana of sadhana chadushtaya, fourfold sadhanas. Mumukshutvam kim moksho me bhuyad idi ichha. So this Tattvabodha book is meant for this mumukshutva, moksha, to get liberated, to attain liberation. It is asked, what is mumukshutva? Mumukshutvam kim? The status of mumukshu is called mumukshutva. The person who deserves for moksha is called mumukshu. The word is mumukshu. So we learn Vedanta to get this moksha, liberation, the emancipation. So the sadhaka is named as mumukshu because he is eagerly desiring for moksha. Therefore, it is asked, what is mumukshutvam? What the definition of mumukshutvam? What is the definition of mumukshutvam? The Acharya says, moksho me bhuyad idi ichha. Very simple definition. So he thinks, let me attain liberation. Moksho me bhuyat. Let me get liberation. Now you see, I don't know people ever think about this. Now, get this liberation. People want to go to heaven, like they wants to go to Switzerland and enjoy, or stay in a 5-star hotel and enjoy. So like that, I don't know, people like, they want to be liberated. No, they are from this experience of this world. It's very difficult to understand what liberation means. It may take years to understand what is the significance of this liberation is. But that is the goal of our life. This liberation ought to be our goal of life. So moksho me bhuyad iti ichha. So whatever we experience is all limited. The desires are limited. The actions are limited. The enjoyment we get is limited. So now, how can we be satisfied with these limited things? Why we change the object constantly, changing it? So this subject we discussed, I think you remember, in the first session we started with this. So you can see, after learning all this, we entered into that subject again. So now, moksho me bhuyaditi ichha. So why we want get liberation is important. Now, when we technically learn this, there are different kinds of liberations. You see, even in liberation, there are differences. Because each philosophy says something different. So, primarily, we understand 4 types of liberations. They are famous. I name that Sanskrit words first, then we will learn what it is. The first one is called Sarupya. You can note down. Sarupya. Sarupya. It is first one. And the second one is Sayujya. So remember, in each word, the Sa is there. The first one was Sarupya. The second one is Sayujya. Sayujya. Okay. The third one is Salokya. Salokya. Okay. The fourth one is Sarshti. 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 I think you could pronounce those. Once again, I will pronounce. Sarupya, Sayujya, Salokya, and Sarshti. Now, we learn what does this mean. Sarupya, the first one. It has 2 words, Sa and Rupya. Sa means similarity, showing the similarity. Rupya means the form. So the Sarupya can be translated assimilation of the deity, the desired deity. Now somebody is meditating on an object. Here, normally we meditate on different devatas, different forms of deities. So that is the normal meditation we do. So therefore, the object is like, if you meditate on moon, meditate on sun, meditate on any object. But here it is the deities, because these people who believe this liberation as the ultimate, so they are the bhaktas. So they have devotion on, they have love on some deities, and they are doing all the meditation, pujas and sadhanas on that. So assimilation of the deity is called Sarupya. So then what happened? After death, leaving this body, the soul goes to the heaven or the place where this deity is. Now, we won't say all the deities are, all the devas, all the gods are there in the heaven, because for us there are so many different heavens, not only one heaven. Okay, because for Vishnu, Bhagavan, Vishnu, we have Vaikuntham, a different heaven. Like that, Shiva has Kailasa as heaven, and Indra, the god Indra, is in seventh heaven, and Brahma has different heaven. So there are so many worlds, seven heavens. But this bhakta, this devotee, after leaving this body, he is one with that deity whom he meditated on. That is called Sarupya. So this is, we have to remember that this is after death, because with this sarira, during this life, he cannot he cannot enter into that world of that deity. So therefore, it's after death, after leaving this death. This is the first one. The second one is Sayujya. Sayujya also has two words, Sa and Yujya. It means intimate union with the God. Intimate union with the God whom he meditated. So that is Sayujya. The same thing after death. It can only happen after death. Intimate union with the deity. So like, this devotee will get all the facilities that God has. Suppose the God lives in a 5-star hotel, in a, what you say, the executive room in a 5-star hotel, if the God lives there. So then when this devotee reaches there, he will also get the same room, now same facilities, everything same. That is called Sayujya. So he will be intimately united with that God. This is also after death. And Salokya. Salokya is the devotee will get the same loka, same world, same realm. So that Vishnu Bhagavan is in Vaikuntha. We call Vishnu Bhagavan's residence as Vaikuntha. So the bhakta of Vishnu, the devotee of Vishnu, when reaches after death, so he will also get residence there in Vaikuntha. But there are some conditions are there. He will get residence and all other facilities, but he cannot get the Lakshmi as his wife. The Lakshmi will be wife with Vishnu Bhagavan only. So other girls of the heaven, they will serve him. That's okay. But Lakshmi Bhagavan, Lakshmi is only with the Vishnu Bhagavan. This is there are conditions like that. And he cannot get Vishnu Bhagavan's the chakra. No, his weapon as chakra. He cannot get that. And he cannot get Garuda as his vehicle. So this cannot be provided, but all other facilities are provided. So this is Salokya. Okay, you see how interestingly they have thought about it. Oh, okay, all imaginations how they did. So after this, the fourth one is Sarshti. So Sarshti is equality with the Supreme Being in powers, because those are different. Now in Sarshti, this devotee will get all the special powers, no, special qualities, special what you say achievements of the God. So he get all this, the quality, the knowledge and everything, whatever he has, the God has, everything he will get. So that is Sarti, the fourth one. But in Vedanta, we don't say all this. The moksha, the liberation in Vedanta, Shankaracharya says, Atma cha muktihi. The realizing self is moksha. You know yourself, that is liberation. You know yourself as all-pervading Brahman, not different from Brahman. That is mukti here in Vedanta. So this we will learn more about it when we read further. So this way we have completed sadhana chatushtayam, the fourfold sadhana, the foundation of sadhana, the Vedantic sadhana. The sadhana chatushtayam is completed. So the completing with this, Acharya states, Edat sadhana chatushtayam tadastattva vivegasya adhikarino bhavanti. So this is fourfold qualification. So thus we completed sadhana chatushtayam. Tataha. Now after this, hereafter, tataha vivekasya tattva vivekasya adhikarino bhavanti. After this, the seeker is qualified for tattva viveka, knowing the truth. You see, after this fourfold sadhana, the seeker is qualified to do more inquiries, more deeper practices. Till then, he is only preparing himself for the sadhana. So up to this point, fourfold sadhana, this is preparation for Vedantic sadhana. So tataha, after this, tattva vivekasya adhikarino bhavanti. Adhikari means we already know. The seeker who is qualified, the qualified seeker, qualified student is called adhikari. And for what he is qualified is tattva viveka. For inquiry or knowing about the truth, the ultimate truth. So from here, the real Tattvabodha is going to start. Up to this part, we have learned the preparations of Tattva Viveka. Now from here, the Tattva Viveka kaha. Now what is Tattva Viveka? The discriminative knowledge of truth, the reality. So from here we start. So that we will take up in next session. Now over to you for questions. Harihi Om.
Hari Om Namaskaram. I have two questions. One is our devotion, Shraddha, and dedication same sorry, dedication and Shraddha you said are same. Is devotion also same? I mean, falls to the same category. And second is you talked about Anta Vishwas. Now, many times I wonder, like, for example, Karwa Chauth, which is considered a big, uh, I mean, like occasion where ladies go fasting and all. And I attended one or two, and what they talk about is some story about Satyavan and Savitri story, so and so she did because of that. They're just following that. So is that blind faith? And the another thing, and many places I go, this is where Shiv Parvati got married or this thing. So I don't know who has seen, who made this. I mean, like, how do you conclude that this is the place? So where the gods got married or whatever. I always wonder. I mean, who has seen? How do you say that this is the place? Some temple or some place.
You see, so if you are married to a man, then why not Parvati is married to Shiva? What is the problem of believing that? So we have not seen their marriage ceremony because we could not. So therefore, the stories has some significance. We try to understand why these stories and why our tradition tells these stories to us. The Shiva Parvati, their family, when you see the family of Shiva Parvati, wonderful. If we cannot get such a good family. Shiva, husband, Parvati, wife, and they have two children, Kartikeya and Ganesha. Now 4 members are there. So Parvati is dedicated to Shiva, and Shiva loves Parvati. But Shiva is always in meditative mood. He's not interested in all this worldly, family matters. But Parvati takes care of the family. So, seeing their relations, they made so many stories to give us an idea how we should maintain our family. There is a beautiful sloka composed by our very famous, renowned poet Kalidasa. Kalidasa, you might have heard about him. He says, Vagartha viva sampraktau Vagartha pradipattaye Jagada pitaro vante Parvati Parameshwarau. How this Parvati and Parameshwara, they are connected. They are husband and wife, how they are connected. So he gives an example. Vagartha viva sampraktau. Like a word and its meaning. Like a word and its meaning, how they are connected. Parvati and Parameshwara is also connected like that. Now when we pronounce a word, when we pronounce, the meaning is there in our mind. So the word cannot omit the meaning, and meaning cannot omit the word. So they are so close. So they are one, yet different, because word and the meaning of the word is different. So when we pronounce the word as a book, So book is a word. The object is a book. The book, what we see, the bounded papers. So that is object. But when we pronounce book, when we hear the word book, the book comes to our mind. So this is how the Parvati and Parameshwara connected. So you cannot give anything more than this for a family. So there is no such thing connected to this. Therefore, we should understand the significance of stories, what they convey, and this Karwa Chauth and all these vratas, observance, what we follow, is very good for health and mental health and physical health. There are so many reasons with this. So it is not blind belief. We say that we don't understand the stories, but there is something to convey. Okay, so when you see Puranas, there are so many stories about this. So, okay, the next question.
Pavan is the next person. Sri Pavan, please unmute and ask the question.
Om Swamiji.
Om Pranam.
Pranam. Swamiji, you just mentioned about word meaning and all that. So out here in the southern part of India, the annual ceremony for the departed souls, we call it as Varshabdikam. But out there in north parts of Uttarakashi and all that, they call it a Shraddha. So is it the same Shraddha that we had a discussion on? Is it different? That's my first question. The second question is, why are we performing the oblations to departed souls? I mean, isn't it creating attachment? Doesn't that militate against Vairagya? If we want to attain to Vairagya, shouldn't we? I mean, why are we, like Lord Krishna says in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in 2.11, the wise do not weep either over the living or the dead. So why are we performing the oblations for? Won't that come against Vairagya?
Yeah. Yes, good question. But all these performances are connected to our emotions. When somebody departs from our family or loved ones, if we can completely forget, if we don't remember about them, then there is no need to do any Shraddha. If you have such a Vairagya that once they are gone, just gone, you just don't remember about it. You don't have any feeling. Then there is no need for Shraddha. So this Shraddha is also connected to the Shraddha, what we learned today. Because we have some feeling towards them. It is not that they want something from us. That is another thing, if they want or they don't want. The main point is we have some connection to them. We cannot forget them. We pay our gratitude. We pay our love. To pay our love, show our gratitude, we should do something, because the action is connected to the emotion. The emotion cannot manifest without action. So you are loving somebody, now you have full of love, but you cannot show love, then you are failure with love. Your love is like, it is like nothing, it has no sense. So the feeling should come with some action related to that. So the just opposite of love, if you are, if you are annoyed with somebody, you have angry with somebody, or you're, it's like that. The body mind shows that. The expressions are there. The anger is there. So if you are unable to express anger, then what would happen? Your mind will be disturbed. After that, the body will get many kinds of diseases. Right?
Yes.
So therefore, this emotion after departure of our loved ones, the emotion still stays back with us for a long, long time.
Yes.
So to express that, we do all these kriyas, all these karmas.
Yes.
If you don't do, it will be affecting your health, physical health, mental health, family life, social relations, and so many is all connected to that. It's very interesting how it is affected. And it is said in the Shastras, like Garuda Puranam and other Jyotisha texts. What are the diseases connected to this? So therefore, the departed soul has gone. That is for sure. That person, that soul is not with you. But in your mind, it is there.
Yes.
In your body, it is there. Because if the departed soul is your grandfather or grandmother, or no, like that, or father or mother, whoever, so they have connection with your DNA. So this is a subject of science, how we do all this, why we do all this. So therefore, one should observe all this Shraddha and all these practices for the well-being of the self.
Yes.
Then, as you said, Vairagya. If one has full Vairagya, like sannyasins, after taking sannyasa, renouncing all world, they don't have all these obligations, because they have already disconnected themselves from the family and family obligations. So before taking sannyasa, we have such karmas, such kriyas to disconnect all these relations. So there, the real vairagya is necessary.
Okay.
Okay. Before that, other than that, one should follow all these shraddha and obligations things.
Yes.
Okay. Hari Om. Next question.
Next question, Monica, please unmute and ask.
Swamiji Om, this is Gaurav here.
Hari Om. Yes.
Hari Om. Swamiji. So Swamiji, question was what actually this continuation to Ashaji's question. You spoke about that, we should understand and find out about our traditions and practices and the logic behind that and the significance, right? So, I'm sure that most of the things, if we research about it, there is something said about it and why it needs to be done, right? So how does one discriminate between Vishwas and Andhavishwas? Right? So how do we know that something is Andhavishwasa and something has something logical behind it?
Yeah. So only way is to learn about it. So learn about it what you are practicing, is it Andha Vishwasa or Vishwasa? No, belief or blind belief. So learn properly. No, so when I say learn, you just don't search in the internet and try to find out what the net says. Not I am saying of that. You have to really study about it. So then you will know that whatever said as Andhavishwasa is not Andhavishwasa, but it is correct, it is meaningful. And what you thought as correct, meaningful, it is meaningless. So it is very quite normal, no? If you want to know something, no, real, what right or what wrong, you have to study about it. That's okay. That is the point. So what I am saying, whatever I am giving you or I'm talking about, is all what I studied. So I try to study all this because about knowing this Radham, and then about this, we studied it. And about the family, we have the Mimamsa Shastra, and we have Shodasa Samskaras, and our all literature is full of this family matters. So we cannot surpass them. We have to study, even though we are sannyasins, but without studying that is not possible. Even in Upanishads, there are matters related to families. So we studied that, and it is interesting that when you study, whatever we practice, it has some meaning.
Correct.
So it will slowly reveal when we take the subject and study on that.
So, Swamiji, I'll just in the continuation quickly question. So, generally, this Andhavishwasa is connected with the rituals in general life. We speak about it related to some ritual. And like you suggested, when we start studying it and trying to find it about it, we definitely, most of the time we find there is a good logic behind it, why it was done. Right?
Correct.
So this way, is there something really like Andhavishwasa? I mean, is there something like Andhavishwasa? Can you give an example where, this is okay, this is something that can be termed as Andhavishwasa?
Yes, you have put that question very correctly. So now, how to find, how to know what is Andhavishwasa? Now, most of the practices what we do related to religious practices, people call Andhavishwasa. Oh, what religions, what religious practices.
Correct.
But that I can say, just saying, an example. So when we go to a temple, in related to Hinduism, religious practices, we go to temple for prayers. Now, when we go to temple, with what emotion we go, what emotion we should keep in our mind. Should we keep a fear of God? Or we are keeping love towards God? Respect towards God? Or like thinking that God is omni-giver? No, he gives everything. So you want to get something from God. So just as a beggar, or no, we are going to ask something from God. So what emotion we have? So if we are going to God with fear of God, if we don't go to temple, God will be annoyed with us and God will punish us because he is not coming to my temple. See, if you think like this, if the religious practitioners say this, then this is Andhavishwasa. Because God never ask you to believe God, believe Him, or go to the temple and pray to the God. No, He never asked this. The fear about God is a blind belief, because everywhere God says, Suhridam sarva bhudanam jnatva mam shanti mrichati. I am a friend. I am a friend of you. Believe me. I never object anything. I never take anything from you. I am always a giver. So you be friendly with me. So that is what God says. But in some Upanishads, it says, Bhayat Vadhapavate Bhayadudedi Suryaha. It is also there. But the meaning there is like the sun rises, moon rises, rain comes, and wind blows. This seems to be that some controller is there, some master of all these elements are there. That master is controlling all of them. Otherwise, why should sun rise on the the right time? Why he is not taking a slap more? No, sleeping half an hour more. So what is the reason? So he comes up every day, 2 minutes, 5 minutes late, because it changes. But only that. So this just to in an interesting way, just to give that point, give that is that like seems to be some boss is somebody is there. So these elements are afraid of those that boss. So they are following it. Like in a office, if the boss is there, then everybody is afraid and they are working. No, like that. So this is just an example. But really speaking, if you are afraid of God, that is a wrong belief. So there are such examples we can find.
Swamiji, one more question is there from the YouTube.
Yeah, okay, that we can finish with that.
Okay.
You can ask that.
Yeah, so Asu Karobi asked this question. If we think liberation is very far from us, we might say, okay, it is not far from me. It is too far from me. So I am not going to get liberated anyway. So I won't make that needed effort. But if we thrive and believe I can achieve it, we will make the effort daily. Would you please comment on this?
So this is liberation, as I said, Atma cha Muktihi. As per the Vedanta is concerned, liberation is not different from you. Liberation is not different from you. Atma cha Muktihi. The self itself is liberation. It means self is always liberated. With a wrong conception, the wrong notion that you are believing that I am in bondage. Relating with the body and mind and activities, we think that we are in bondage. Self is like the space, is always liberated. Nitya Muktaha. So always liberated. Nitya Shuddhaha. Always pure. So there is no what we say, the sadhana is bringing and we are making the liberation. No. There is no making, not attaining. Although we use this word, attaining and obtaining all this, but really speaking, there is no such thing, because liberation cannot be made. Only you can release your bondage. So we release our bondage with right understanding. The wrong understanding is bondage, and right understanding, the discriminative knowledge, releases us from this bondage. Therefore, liberation, emancipation is not different from you. It's not a state of a mind or something that you achieve after some effort. The effort to remove all these obstacles, which is obstructing the real happiness, real experience of love and the natural love of Atma. So there is some obstruction. This obstruction is body, mind, and all this ignorance, and these are the problems that we will talk about that later in this part. In Tattvabodha, we are going to talk. So what is Atma? What is liberation, and how Atma is liberated? So by the misunderstanding, Atma is in bondage, and by right understanding, Atma is liberated. So when we go to deep sleep, what is happening there? In deep sleep, what is our experience? We are liberated there, because we have no awareness about body, no awareness about mind, and yes, of course, there is no ego, no personality. So then we experience something very special there. We are completely relaxed, no limitation, no object, no effort, because their body, mind, ego complex is not working there. We are unaware about that. So even when we are alive, we have this experience. In everyday life, we are experiencing this. Then what is liberation? So Vedanta says, try to understand what the experience is there in the deep sleep. Analyze it. So that is you. That is your experience. That is your reality. So the liberation is not different from you. To get into that, to accept that completely, we should practice some sadhanas. That's all. Okay?
Okay, we'll conclude, Swamiji.
Yeah, today we can conclude. Om Purnamataha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you, everybody. Harihi Om.